Ebullient greetings. I'm your host, Jacquie Bird of Jacquie Bird Spiritual Wellness, your guide to stress and anxiety relief, mindfulness, awareness, self-care, self-love, and personal growth. Welcome and thank you for joining me as we roll with peace in mind. Today I'm riffing on breathing deep, a mind-body-soul medicine. You know, it's funny because when you tell people to breathe, they're like, I am breathing. But when I say to breathe, I mean breathe deep. How many of you on a regular basis stop to take deep, soul-shaking breaths? How many? Be honest. How many of you do that? It is the one thing that's free and the one thing that we tend to forget to do in our busy lives. When you are stressed out, your heart rate goes up, your adrenal glands are kicking like crazy. You are just up on overload. And your blood pressure rises. All of this overstressing out. It could be things that we are not aware of in terms of what's happening to your body. But think of this. That fight or flight syndrome happens every time we stress out. And the funny thing about it is, yeah, your mind knows, but your body's function as if you are being chased by a tiger. So when you're stressing out over a deadline, or because you have to go pick up your kids and one's on one side of town and the other's on the other side of town, and they've been waiting, the action of your stress raises all of these things I mentioned as if you're being chased down the street by a tiger. So think about that. You want to be more in command or more in charge of whether you have that fight or flight response when you need it, as opposed to stressing out over something that you may or may not be able to control. And when you remember to take a deep, soul-shaking breath, it's a way of saying, I'm here. I'm here no matter what's going on in my life, no matter how many books feel like they're falling on top of me. I'm here, and I am going to take care of myself by taking a moment to breathe. And breathe deeply. You want to breathe so that you're engaging your diaphragm, not up in your chest, not shallow breaths, which is what tends to happen as we get more excited and anxious, is the breath gets shallow, like, I don't know if you heard that, but it's not very effective. You want to take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. In through the nose, out through the nose. Come along with me on this one. Here we go. We're going to do this together. And breathe in. And breathe out. I was practicing as I led you through that, something called yoo-jai-ee breathing, which is victorious breath. And it's used in yoga. It's a form of pranayama, which is a breathing exercise. And I absolutely love this exercise because it gets an enormous amount of air into your breath. And you also are engaging your stomach muscles at the same time. So to start this, if you're not accustomed to pulling your muscles in and out at will, I say just practice engaging your stomach muscles by pulling them in as much as you can, and then releasing them, squeezing the muscles and releasing the muscles. And what's so cool about this is you can practice this in your car, on the train, on the bus, standing online. This is so cool about your stomach muscles. You can practice at any given time. For those of you that are accustomed to engaging your core, you can skip this part unless you just like doing it. So for those of you that are new, just practice until you feel confident that you can hold your stomach muscles in and let them go. And then the next phase would be hold them in, hold them in, hold them in, and release. And then the next phase is pulling them in with an in-breath and exhaling and releasing the muscles. Repeating again, pulling in and releasing the muscles, and exhale. Now, the next phase in practicing or learning how to do a Ujjayi breath is now you're going to, the image that I want you to have in your mind, particularly if it's helpful, is a bagpipe. And when air is blown into the bagpipe expands, and it expands in a sideways, from the center out. So I want you to think in terms of you filling up with air in that manner. So you're going to place your hands on your rib cage, on the side of your body. And it may feel a little awkward because, hey, we don't really do that, do we? So as your hands are on your rib cage, you want to drop your shoulders down. And you're going to now engage your stomach muscles. So you're going to pull them in. And at the same time, you're going to take a deep breath in. And holding on to your stomach muscles, you're going to exhale. And it may be tricky. It certainly took me a minute to get it. It took me a minute to get it, and I'm a singer, and I was also a dancer, and it took me a minute to get it. So if it doesn't rock with you immediately, be patient. You will get it. So again, you're holding your abdominal muscles in, your hands are on your rib cage, and you're breathing in. And hopefully as you breathe in, you'll feel your rib cage expand sideways. It should be like, whoa, this is cool. And then you're going to keep your stomach muscles in, and you're going to exhale, and you're going to feel like, I don't know if you're going to feel like a balloon, but the imagery in terms of when the air goes out of the balloon gets smaller. So that's what happens, and your rib cage contracts into the normal size. So you're going to practice that, I hope, and you'll see that you'll get a lot of air in. Now, I will caution you, in the beginning, it can make you lightheaded. So I say, don't do this on an empty stomach. Do it at home where you're sitting on the edge of your bed or in your favorite chair. Make sure you have water nearby you because you may get a little dry in the mouth. So you want to take some sips and just practice. You don't have to do 50,000 of them. Just do 1, 2, maybe 3 max. Let it go. Pick it up again the next day. Now, the next phase is adding sound. So hey, you got this. You can pull in your stomach muscle at will. You can hold those muscles in. You can breathe in. Your rib cage expands. You can exhale. Your rib cage goes in, but your stomach muscles are still holding strong. You got that. Piece of cake. All right. Next thing is to add sound, and the air goes in through your nose. So this whole exercise is done breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And you're going to add sound so that you're feeling the air at the back of your mouth, at the beginning of your throat. So I'm going to do this and with all the things that I said, but I'm going to see if you can hear me. I'm going to try so that you can hear me. Here we go. So it sounds like the ocean. And at the same time, the second time I did it, you heard the exhale being longer. And in general, no matter how you practice your deep breathing, you always want your exhale to be longer than your inhale. So I just gave you Ujjayi breathing in 5 seconds. It will take longer than that to get it. And I will provide some links and stuff so that you can go to it. I'll provide that in the description if you want to look and see what it looks, what people look like doing it. And you have a better idea, and also how the heck to spell it. So that's like one exercise out of many that you can practice if you really, really, really want to get a lot of air in your body. Now, when you're out in the world, you ain't going to be trying to do that, right? So you just want to, as I said, you want that exhale to be longer than the inhale. And you want to practice keeping your shoulders down. And you want to feel like you're filling up like a balloon with air. And then on the exhale, you're deflating. There are other exercises, and at another point in time, I'll take you through maybe another one. But the basic one, which is just breathing and feeling the breath and really focusing on the breathing. And that's really the basis of meditation, is if you can, because I know a lot of people are like, I can't meditate. The thing with that is it starts and ends with the breath. If you are beginning to meditate and you're having a hard time, because our minds wander. I love how the Buddhists refer to that as monkey mind, because you've got this chattering mind going on constantly. You're not doing it right. Whatever else is going on in your mind. Just practicing breathing. That's why I call it a mind-body-soul medicine. It helps you immensely. And for those of you that actually try this, please let me know how it goes. Give yourself some time. Don't do it and then expect miracles to happen in the very first time you try it. Give yourself a week, really every day. Focus on deep breathing. And, we all go, I'm so stressed out. I don't have time. You have to make time. When you are at your best, everything is at its best. So when you take care of yourself, you can perform in the optimal conditions. Or no, I said that wrong. You can be at your best, okay? The optimal best. And deep breathing helps you get there. So start when you wake up. Don't hit the snooze button. Sit up and begin to practice breathing in slowly and breathing out slowly. And see if you can almost suspend time in a sense. Give yourself, if you got to get up at 6 a.m, wake up 5 minutes earlier so that you can devote time and begin to get yourself in the habit of breathing, where it becomes a lifestyle and it becomes something that you must do in your life. You must have in your life is your deep breathing time. So you're practicing when you get up in the morning. And then you hit the road and you're in the rush hour traffic, and you may be, in a car, or you may be on the bus or whatever. Practice breathing. And you get to work, and then you're going to forget. So I have a friend that was so happy with his Apple Watch, and, he could set it and all that stuff. So, set it so that it's deep breathing time. If you don't have an Apple Watch like me, use your Google Calendar. Set that time so that you take time to breathe. And you don't need a whole lot of time. A minute. Just a minute. 45 seconds, 30 seconds, whatever you can spare. But make that a priority. Okay, I'm repeating myself. Make that a priority. It is important to your health to take time to consciously breathe deep. I will take you through a guided meditation, and hopefully it will help you to begin to focus on your breath and to release and to let go. You don't need to go on a vacation or to go on a retreat to practice mindful breathing, conscious breathing. You can do that right in your office. And start getting some of your coworkers. Hey, it's time to breathe, or whatever you want to do. Try to get other people to go along, your friends, your family, people that would be down for it, so that you're not doing this alone and practicing alone. Get some folks. And if you've got children, get your children doing this early, so that it really becomes a lifestyle at a very, very early age. Okay, it's time to breathe. Let's see how deep you can breathe, or however you want to do that. But really see if you can incorporate that with the people that you love and your coworkers. And it will transform you in ways that I can't wait to hear how. Oh, and let me not neglect one of the most important times to do any type of deep breathing exercise, and that's before you fall asleep, or in a lot of people's instances, try to fall asleep. So, okay, you've been on the computer, you've been working, or you just put, your child to bed finally, or whatever you've got going on, and you cannot shut your mind off. You just know you're not going to be able to do that. So before you get in the bed, repeat what you did in the morning. You sat on the side of the bed, and you took a deep breath in, and a deeper, slower breath out. And if you really get immersed in that action of the breath in and the breath out, I bet you'll fall asleep a little bit easier. So the other thing that I need to point out is when you begin your deep breathing journey, notice little things like, okay, you take a deep breath in, and there's a moment of silence before you exhale. And then there's a couple of seconds at the end of the exhale before you inhale again. And then there's a moment before you exhale. And then there's a moment or two before you inhale. So listen to the space of silence in between the inhale and the exhale. I know I'm getting heavy now, but when you really, really get yourself where you're present in your voice, and present in your voice. Yeah, present in your breathing voice, it will take you places outside of the chatter of your mind. And again, keep me posted. Let me know how it goes. And right now, I'm going to take you into a guided meditation. Sit or lay down in a very comfortable position. If you're lying down, bend your knees so your feet are flat on the surface you're laying on. If you are sitting, make sure that your spine is upright and that you are very comfortable. Place your hands in your lap. If you are laying down, place your hands by your side. On an in-breath, you are going to stretch your arms up over your head or behind your head on the count with me. Inhaling, stretch the arms. 2, 3, 4. And exhale, letting the arms go back down slowly to the starting position. Again, and breathe in. 1, 2. And exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just lay or sit quietly, eyes closed, letting the sound wash over you. Repeating with the arms, stretch up. 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeating, getting in more air. 1. And exhaling. 1, 2, 3, 4. And on your own time, stretching the arms. And whenever you're ready, bring your arms back to the starting position on your own time. You're moving through this. Last time, stretching. 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhaling. 1, 2, 3, 4. Arms are back at the starting position, either in your lap if you're seated, or on your side if you're laying down. Eyes closed. Let the sound wash over you as you breathe on your own time. arms still with me. Breathe in. And exhale. 1, 2, 3. Breathing in. And exhaling. Again, breathe in. And exhale. One more time. Breathe in. And exhale. Repeating the breath in on your time. Remembering to exhale longer than your inhale. Continuing to breathe either in or out. Remembering to exhale longer than your inhale. Complete the cycle here. Either finish the exhale or don't begin the inhale. Laying here, breathing on your own time with the eyes closed. Feel yourself sinking into your chair or sinking into the surface you are laying in. Breathing on your own time, feeling a sense of peace washing over you as you are hearing the sound of your breath on the inhale or the exhale. Slowly begin to come back, opening your eyes and staying seated or laying. Just breathe easily and freely. Repeat this exercise every day or as often as you can. I hope our time together was soothing, relaxing, and illuminating for you. I welcome your comments and questions here or on social media. Be sure to tag Jacquie Bird Spiritual Wellness for a chance to have your comments read on a future episode. And to deepen your meditation experience with me, go to JacquieBirdSpiritualWellness.com, where you will find ebooks on stress relief, mindfulness, and personal growth. You can also book a Stress Busters guided meditation session. And if you dig the talk segment, guided meditation, and the music in this episode, those tracks are available on JacquieBirdSpiritualWellness.com also. In the meantime, thank you for listening, and remember to roll with peace in mind.